Hi, Dr. J. This is Dr.B from the Behavior Bootcamp. We are so lucky today to have Dr. Jillian Stognell come in to do this podcast with us. She is the owner of Awakening Chiropractic. She was born and raised in New Hampshire, graduated from the University of New Hampshire in 2001, and attended the Cleveland Chiropractic School in Missouri. She was also the presidential scholar and valedictorian. She's completed tons, I'm telling you, tons of training on continuing ed classes in health, pregnancy, pediatric development. Dr. J has been adjusted since childhood. She's a chiropractor and she's overcome bronchitis and a depressed immune system. She's been adjusting both of her children since birth, and they are two pretty healthy kids, I might add. She founded Awakening Chiropractic in December of 2009, and it's focused on educating and helping our community reach optimal health, which has been a fantastic addition to our community, and it's created a community in and amongst itself where people can not only be adjusted, but also be educated on how to improve wellness and health all around. When she's not adjusting and educating our community, she enjoys yoga, national parks, hiking, camping, and being a wife to her husband, Brian, and a mom to her sons, Sebastian and her daughter, Lucia. So welcome, Dr. Jillian.
Thank you for having me.
We're very excited to talk with you since chiropractic is a little bit different from what we do as far as we're behaviorists and we have a chiropractor. So Jay, can you explain to our audience what it is that actually does, what chiropractic is?
Sure. So chiropractic is an art, a philosophy, and a science. So the art is the adjusting the spine to allow the nervous system to function properly. The science is the physiology and biology of the body and the fact that the nervous system controls every function in our body. And the philosophy in that we truly honor that the body can heal itself. And the nervous system is often interrupted. And that can happen with pediatrics, adults, it can happen in the womb. So chiropractic really helps relieve the interference in the nervous system so the brain and the body can function properly.
Yeah. And it's not just physical trauma, emotional trauma can cause those things as well. And that is, our work, especially mine in particular, as being a sensory expert, is based on regulating that nervous system, which is why chiropractic is so helpful. How did you come into this career?
Well, I've been adjusted since I was about 12 years old, and I actually went to UNH to be an archaeologist when I was 18. I wanted to be the female Indiana Jones and
Laura Croft.
Yeah, exactly. So I went on an archaeological dig in Belize in the summer of my sophomore year at UNH, and I came back with a lot of health issues, and I think it was related to digging in little pits, hiking through caves, sleeping in a hammock for the entire summer, and I was having digestive issues. I was getting sick all the time, which had kind of gone away when I was a kid because I had been under chiropractic care, but then I wasn't because I was away at college and went to Belize and had a lot of physical trauma. So when I got back, I started seeing the chiropractor regularly again, and my health turned around in an instant. It was pretty amazing. And they really educated me on the potential to help people with chiropractic, and it just sparked something in me. I knew I could go to school and be a doctor, but I wanted to choose something that would honor the body's ability to heal itself. Yeah. And that's where chiropractic comes in.
Yeah, it's just hugely fascinating field and in evolving like many fields and everything, which is so great. So how have you seen in your work chiropractic care help to support behavior?
That's an awesome question. And this recording is so timely because last weekend I just took an extra continuing ed course on pediatric neuroplasticity and chiropractic. So it was perfect timing. I refreshed my memory on everything. We've had some research for a while on chiropractic and out of some journals, one of them being out of Australia, that when you're under chiropractic care, it actually enhances the prefrontal cortex by up to 20%.
Wow.
So that's our decision-making, cognitive ability of the brain. It helps us adapt to the environment better, make better decisions. So that's in adults. And then in kids, it's even more profound because, as you know, kids have more neuroplasticity than adults. That's why they have an easier time learning a language and different things like that. They can adapt to their environment a lot better than adults can because their brain is still really neuroplastic. So with chiropractic, we can enhance these pediatric brains through that neuroplasticity and allow them to adapt adapt to their environment better. And it also affects different things like ADHD, autism, all of these neurological deficits that can be a result of negative neuroplasticity, that those repetitive things that get imprinted into the brain. So we work on retraining the brain in a more positive way so that we can enhance that neuroplasticity and allow them to adapt to their environment better.
Yeah, and increased nerve flow. I mean, that's a huge, when things get stagnant, when they're closed down and shut off, then it has to affect behavior always.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we see it with kids and ear infections, even when they have an upper neck subluxation or misalignment, it often creates these ear infections. But anytime the body is in dis-ease or uncomfortable in kids, it usually comes out in a different way, right? So it can often come out in behavior if they're uncomfortable or something like that. And I think chiropractic's a great way to enhance that.
Huge. I was actually talking with a family this morning who she was explaining how anytime there was a behavioral outburst from her child, he would get sick, like within the next 24 hours. He had some sort of illness. And interestingly, as I was interviewing them this morning, they were getting ready to leave to go to the chiropractor to get adjusted. Full circle, So Jay, what drives you each day? You are a very, very driven person. That's something we've always shared in common. And what drives you every day?
I have this mug that says, and I bring it to work every morning, it says, wake up with a purpose. And I think my purpose is really to help, be a helper and to serve. And I mean, I've been fortunate enough to raise my family with the chiropractic lifestyle, but I see a lot of other families that don't know anything about that. And they come to us and they've been struggling for years, whether their kids are, they're not able to go to school, or they're in special programs, or they're special needs, or just kids that are sick all the time and it's affecting the parents' ability to work. It's a hectic schedule with healthy kids. So when a kid is sick, it's even worse. That really drives me, is to help these people have a better life and to raise these kids so that this generation isn't relying on pharmaceuticals, opioids, numbing themselves. I really believe in that. Pain can have a purpose, and it really stimulates our brain in different ways, especially with kids. Any kind of pain, whether it's your wisdom teeth are removed, or my son Sebastian, he sprained his ankle at a school retreat a couple months ago, and he had to learn, and those kind of pain and interactions in the brain help them grow.
Right. And often it is through pain that we learn, and learning to live with this discomfort, because can we understand what happiness and pleasure and joy are if we haven't had those experiences?
Exactly. Yeah. And so I think that's what drives me, is just the kids, knowing that they're going to grow up with some knowledge and education and helping them be the healthiest they can be.
Yeah. Which is needed more than ever right now, just working in the schools and everything. I have never seen such a constant state of fatigue and apathy, and just between students and staff, of just feeling like we don't know what else to do. We're exhausted, we're wiped down, and understanding that, tapping into your own body, your own resources to be able to get that, which leads right into self-care. And how do you practice self-care?
Self-care. So I definitely have my own time every day, even if it's 10 minutes. It's that, whether it's sitting, reading a book, or exercising, doing yoga, or going for a hike or a walk, cuddling the dogs. I think setting aside at least 10 minutes a day for you as a mom or a teacher or anyone, important, because if you'll just feel depleted if you didn't give yourself that time.
Can't give from an empty cup.
Yeah, exactly. I get up early, so I do it in the morning before I go in, because then my state of mind is good to help and serve others. If I waited until the end of the day, it would never happen, because the kids are home and it's the whole,
it's about them, and I'm the same way. What secret talent do you have? You have many, but one people would be surprised about.
Gosh, I don't even know. I did play the violin when I was in high school.
I didn't know that.
I don't know that I would still be good at it, because I haven't played in a while, but maybe a secret talent.
Yeah, music is, and it's interesting because, and I say this, I think every podcast, music is the one activity that activates all areas of the brain. And we know so little about it, and we use it so infrequently sometimes. I mean, in some professions for sure, but so infrequently. And it can really help to elevate mood, and, which rejuvenates the spirit and helps the immune system and everything else. So using that more would be fantastic. What is something you have failed at and learned from, and then became a positive for you?
Failed at. I sound like a jerk, but that's a tough one. Honestly, I've always been so type
You
A.
are very type A. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I really
I
try
will
not
not fail.
it is one of those. I guess, gosh, I don't know. I think owning a business, there's been lots of small little things that have happened that I've learned from, I guess, whether it's employees and things like that. I wouldn't say there's been like a huge
failure.
but
Those are good learning experiences.
yeah, little things where I'm like, I wish I hadn't done that, but now I won't make that same mistake again.
So, what is your biggest work-related challenge, you think?
Work-related challenge would be educating, I think. Like it's easy to educate, but to be an inspirational educator on health and where health comes from, especially with kids, and especially teenage boys. I find that demographic really, really hard to reach. So I think that is my biggest challenge is reaching them.
I absolutely agree. I think and reaching care providers too, because that's a tough population. I think educating is the toughest. People want to go back to what's easy, what's more convenient, or old techniques and that sort of thing. And that's unfortunately it's the hard work, the effort, and everything else that tends to get us forward. And that's really tough. How do you balance work and home life?
Work and home life balance. I set pretty good boundaries.
You do. You're very good at that.
I work really, really hard when I'm there. And then I really try when I leave, I'm done. So, I give myself like my 15-minute drive home to kind of think about what happened during the day or any kind of to-do list I need for tomorrow. But then when I walk through the door, I'm done.
Yeah, which is great. You have a separate facility that is your work, and then your home is separate and they're not on the same grounds and everything else, which makes that delineation a little bit easier to tolerate sometimes. So, which can definitely help. What's your dream vacation? You travel a lot.
Yes.
A lot here in the US. So
dream vacation, we want to do the national parks in Alaska.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, that would take some time to hit a lot of them too.
Yeah.
So in the RV?
No, we would drive. That would take a long time.
It would be epic though.
Yeah.
What are you most proud of in regards to your work?
I think the impact that we've had on the community because we help a lot of families. And when I first opened the office, there was nobody up in our area that was seeing kids and pregnant moms. And so I think that's what I'm most proud of is that we've created this place for those people to come to that they didn't have before.
Yeah, truly. And in your educational endeavors and things like that you're doing for the community, I think has been really helpful overall. So, which leads into how you want to be remembered.
Oh, that's a good question, Bethany. I think I just want to be remembered as a mom and someone that tried to make their community a better place.
What's something that people would be surprised to learn about you, aside from that you played the violin?
I've had a job since I was 12. I've never been without a job since I was 12 years old. Even all through college, I had jobs, whether it was waitressing or I did work study in chiropractic college. So I worked in a lot of the libraries and I was a tutor. But the one really cool job I had was on the summer breaks at UNH, I drove an ice cream truck.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you eat ice cream then?
So much ice cream. Yeah.
That would be the surprising part for people.
The truck was one of those, like, it was an ice cream truck, like the old school, and the engine was out external next to me, like in the cab. So it was so hot. So those popsicles, yeah, they were all melted.
Everything was melted. My RA in college, he was a pizza delivery man, and before he would deliver the pizzas, he'd open them and eat all the toppings off.
Oh my word!
And put the covers back on and deliver them. Needless to say, he got fired, and he did move on to an ice cream truck soon after that, and he did the same thing. And
oh no!
I was like, didn't you learn? No, but apparently not. Where can listeners find you?
They can find me in Tilton, New Hampshire at our office, online, awakeningchiropractic.com. We're also on Instagram and Facebook.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jay. I really appreciate you coming in today and spending the time with us. It was great to chat with you. And you'll see Jillian's links going across the screen, and you guys can find her there. Thank you again.